Hello Bitsfood, this is Craig from bitsbox.co.uk here, and in this video we're going to be looking at miniatures that were released 20 years ago in 2006. And the main reason I'm doing this is because this year, in September, we will be celebrating 20 years of Bitsbox, and my plan is to give away a lot of miniatures from 2006. So in order to find out what they are, I've been looking at some old White Dwarfs that I happen to have on PDFs. And sort of halfway through doing that, I thought, wouldn't it be a nice little idea to share it with you guys for a video? So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to be looking through 20-year-old White Dwarfs at all the releases and just go through, see what all the miniatures were. And some of them are really nice. And there are some that are actually still being sold to this day. And there are also some that are only just now getting refreshed. So yeah, it's quite interesting. It is a bit of a long video, but it might be worth sticking on in the background, or maybe grabbing some snacks, sitting down, and joining me for the next, 35-40 minutes, however long it is. And we'll take a look at some old White Dwarfs, and yeah, enjoy the nostalgia. Alrighty, we are starting with White Dwarf 313. This is January 2006. And yeah, you see like there's dwarfs on the cover there. So yeah, essentially I've been going through these and seeing what the new releases are, and we'll do that in the video with all 12 of the White Dwarfs. Starting with the Dwarf Battalion. So a lot of the dwarf stuff, and that is now 20 years old, and a lot of this stuff is now in the old world. And yeah, try not to cry too much over the prices, which we all thought were really expensive back then, and now they seem considerably cheap. But yeah, there's some cool miniatures there. I'm sorry, I'm scrolling past probably a bit too quick, but we've got the Dwarf Warriors, and there will be more dwarf stuff later in the video as well. The Grudge Thrower, really cool. I'm not sure they brought that one back or not. Now I'm a Master Engineer. But these engineers are so cool. Upgrade and Crusade. No, this was a set that was a good seller for us. But I do like the upgrade kits we have now, although I do prefer these, because with the Firstborn Marines you could easily change out torsos and things like that. And I think that's something that's sort of lacking a little bit with Primaris Marines. So the upgrade kits we get now are usually shoulder pads and little accessories and stuff, plus extra weapons and all that. But this was a great kit, and you had the Rhino doors and the Land Raider doors. For £15, it was an absolute bargain. So yeah, love for Black Templars. Chapter upgrade. Battle for Macragge hobby set. So I think it had some of the miniatures and terrain from Macragge. Or was that all of it? I can't even remember what was in the Battle for Macragge. We've got a hobby set there. Got some little paints and a brush, clippers, and all sorts as well. It's pretty cool. And then also we've got some Tau Empire stuff as well. So Commander Shadowsun, stealth suits, and some drones and a controller. So I think this was like the second Tau Codex, where they started to expand out the range a little bit. I think, yeah, because I'm sure they came out before 2006. So yeah, I think this was their sort of second wave almost. Well, it was second Codex. Anyway, Lord of the Rings, the Woodland Beasts, really cool. That's not for Lord of the Rings, though, is it? I think these like up and coming stuff. I really like that. Forge World Hellhound, really cool. So, A Shadow in the East. There's some new stuff for Lord of the Rings. and the Shadow in the East supplement. That's the Easterlings, isn't it? So yeah, we've got the Easterlings. And I don't really play Lord of the Ring or Middle Earth as it is now. So I'm not 100% sure if these are the same Easterlings that you can still buy. I think they might be. I'm not 100% sure. But I know in our giveaway I did buy a box of the Easterlings that you can get now. So I'd like it to be the same ones. But I'll have to look that up, I think. And yeah, we've got the Cataphracts. Really cool. Syrian and Madril. Murin and Dra. Camel the Easterling. Really cool. And yeah, the Dwarf Cannon. So I think it was in the battalion in January, but it's got a separate release here. And for those of you who are fairly newish to the hobby, back in the day, there was just a lot of stuff released at the beginning of the month. There wasn't weekly releases. It was just like, here's a load of stuff for the month, and it's all in White Dwarf. And obviously now the way White Dwarf's done is it's probably done a little bit more in advance, so they don't put any of the releases in. Dwarf Cannon, of course, still being sold today, as are the Thunderers. And of course, I expect a lot of this stuff to eventually be replaced with newer miniatures in the future. We're starting to see that with the Warriors of Chaos now, which is quite cool. I don't know, I like all these old dwarf miniatures. I really like them. I know they can be improved, but they're just really nice. I will probably buy the Dwarf Battalion to give away as part of our giveaway later in the year as well. I actually have one myself, but I do want to build and paint it one day. We've got the Bolt Thrower, Lord of Hammer and Shield, we've got some Slayers. It's really cool. I really like them. I have to try and pick some up for my Dwarf army. Slayer Lord and the Command. I mean, they're so cool. They are so cool. Just the massive beards on them. Really cool. Another miniature that is still available today, and to be honest, I think it holds up really well, is the Giant. I really like it. What are they called now? Man Crusher Gargants? Something like that. That's a really cool kit. Of course, back in 2006, there wasn't a lot of huge or larger plastic sets, so it was quite a big deal back then. Going down to Forge World, we've got the Trigon. Now, I think this was before we even had a plastic one. I think it first appeared in Forge World. And of course, now we have the plastic one. But I mean, Forge World 1 is pretty cool. And advanced news, price changes. There's some price rises going on. Look. Oh dear. Look at that. Plastic tanks are going up to £25. Disgusting. Paint pots from £1.75 to £2. Awful. Oh, I dread to think what they'll be in 20 years' time. Oh my days. I dread to think. So I think that's it for the releases in February. Let's go to March. The new Codex Tau Empire, which was mentioned like 2 months beforehand, so I guess it's finally released in March. The Candish King and Chariot, which is just an awesome miniature. So, and the chariots as well, and the chieftain. They're really cool, aren't they? I like the Easterling and the Candish stuff. I think they're all really cool. Really nice. The only thing I don't like about Lord of the Rings is they are just a little bit smaller miniatures, and I understand why they've done that, but yeah, they're really cool. And I think these are all 20 years old, and they look really nice. Really nice. You can sort of see, even compared to the stuff that's coming out for the Warhammer Fantasy Dwarfs, like, even these ones just look like much newer. Like, if these sort of came out today, like, you think they're pretty cool. I know that back then, like, there was a lot more detail in metal miniatures, and which later became Finecast. So there was a big step up in quality with the metal miniatures compared to the plastic, and you do see that sort of here, at least in my opinion. That's not to say the dwarf miniatures aren't awesome though. I mean, look at Fogrim, amazing miniature, and the dwarf lord of pistol and axe. Sorry, so cool. And look at these guys, the Talon Desert Raiders. These are not the last Imperial Guard regiment we'll be seeing in this video either. But we were blessed. We don't know how lucky we were back then. We have so many different options of Imperial Guard. And boy, would it be so cool to see these come back. So we've got the Desert Raiders box set there with a special weapon and a heavy weapon. You can buy some different special weapons separately. You can buy some extra troopers. You can buy officers and rough riders as well. And Feral Orc Warband. I assume this is for Epic. I don't remember Epic being around much back then, but I don't know. It's definitely a smaller scale, so really cool. I'd love to see the Junker trucks and the Squid catapults make their way into 40k. That would be so cool. Who knows? Maybe one day. Also, I'd like to see Steam Gargants, Squigoffs, and Orchiosaurus make their way into 40k. I know we've got Squigoffs, but like, can you imagine a plastic one? It'd be so cool. But yeah, I mean, I might have to have a Google later to see if anyone's actually made an Orchiosaurus. That'd just be amazing. We've got the Callous Assassin and the Thorian Inquisitor for the game Inquisitor, which so cool. That's another game I would love to see come back. But they should probably. I mean, I liked the larger scale of it and the whole kit bashing potential of it, but I think maybe they should bring it back in 28mm. To make it a lot easier for kit bashing and great for us. But there's more. A little game called Mordheim, which is still one of the greatest games GW have ever made. We've got the Possessed Warband, Sisters of Sigmar, and the Undead. I do want to give away a Mordheim Warband in our giveaway. They are all really expensive, as will be a lot of stuff in our giveaway. But yeah, I'd probably only end up getting one. But I'm not quite sure which ones. I love the Witch Hunters. But it will be a case of whatever ones I can really get a hold of, because I want to try and give away as much stuff in like a new unpainted condition as possible. In fact, probably everything will be. So we will see. Blood on the Streets. I remember this building. I had this building. It was just cardboard, and these little bits down here, these bricks were all plastic, and they're all just clipped together, and it was really cool. And I miss Mordheim. Although you can just 3D print some epic Mordheim terrain now. Codex Tower Empire. This is like a big box with like loads of stuff, isn't it? An army deal. Deal. GW doing a deal. I know. Caesar Death is in the news as well, coming in June. Like, could you imagine this now? I know we get reveal shows and that, but like, this is March, and they're like, yeah, just in June, we've got all this coming. So, there you go. Okay, we are in April, and it's got a giant on the front. Yeah. And we'll probably give away some giants as well. It is a bit annoying that, like, the double page spreads, we have to sort of scroll down, but the Tower Battle Force, look what you get in a Battle Force. You get the XV8 battle suit with 2 gun drones, 3 stealth suits, 12 crew, 12 fire warriors, and a devilfish. And it's 50 quid. Now you can get 3 stealth and 3 crisis suits. That's depressing. Let's just move on. Tower Ethereals, honestly, like, I never really liked what he's holding in his hands. It looks a bit weird, but these 2 miniatures are absolutely stunning. I absolutely love them. Like, some of the old Tau characters and stuff are just so nice. I would love to see them maybe bring back some Ethereals that look a bit more like this. They're just so cool. I can't remember what the current one looks like, but I know they're not as cool as this. Battlesuit Commander. I don't really know much about Tau, but I'm not even sure if a Battlesuit Commander exists now. That might do. I don't know. Sniper Drone Team. Really cool. The Piranha. I think the Piranhas are still about, aren't they? Well, let's be fair, they're really cool. Like, just some of the miniatures that are still about, they do, a lot of them do, like, they hold up. Like, I don't see any reason why the Piranha should be replaced anytime soon, because I just think it's cool. That's if it's still about. I don't even know. But yes, it's really cool. I hope it's still about. The Vespered Stingwings, of course, they did get a update, and they definitely needed it. These old ones are okay, but they're a bit goofy, aren't they? I really like the plastic Kill Team ones that we get now. This is someone we are giving away in our giveaway later this year. I've already got him, Tau Unvar. I couldn't get him in a box, but I have got him unpainted, or at least stripped. It looks like it's been like just stripped right down of. But yeah, that wasn't cheap. 20 quid back then. Oh dear. I paid almost 5 times that. But I had to have him in the giveaway because it is just so cool. Like I say, some of these old Tau stuff, just amazing. Those Bodyguard, just so good. And then we've got some Pathfinders with rail rifles, because I do remember the rail rifle being like a new thing coming out. That was like a new gun for them. Yeah, I remember that. I like the one laying down. That's so cool. Some more time for Frenzied Mob. Got some Besticles as well, which is quite cool. I don't even remember this coming out. I remember a lot of the more time stuff, but I don't remember this one at all. We got a little prices there. It's Black Library. Horus Ryzen. God, 20 years ago. And it's only recently finished. There you go. I have a Malanthrope from Forge World. Amazing. Like, just might be tempted to. I dread to think how much it's going for. If we can get one for our giveaway, I will, because it's just stunning. But I imagine probably quite a lot of money. But we'll see. We've got some brass etching stuff. That was always quite cool. The Ripper Swarms are stunning as well. To May. Now, I apologise, this is going to be quite a long video. But hey, it's fun, right? It's fun looking through all this stuff. The Wood Elves from Lord of the Rings. Very, very nice. The White Council. Yeah, I remember that one. So cool. Castellans of Dol Guldur. Giant spiders, giant bats. And the Wood Elf Command. Vostroyans. I told you there'd be more Imperial Guard. So in our giveaway, we will be giving away a set of Vostroyans and a command squad. Now, here we've just got the platoon so far, so I think we'll see some of them later on in the video. So yeah, but we've got officers, sergeant, foxcasters, special weapons, guardsmen, even some casualties and heavy weapons teams. An all-male Imperial Guard regiment. They're so cool. And I don't remember them coming out so soon after the Talon. But I think the Talon miniatures were. I'm not sure if they were new in 2006. I'm sure they were around before then, and they were just like reboxed and re-released. Correct me if I'm wrong, because it was 20 years ago. But these were new. Commando Shadow Sun includes a head variant. Always preferred Shadow Sun without the helmet. What was Skyray? Now the Tau larger vehicles, they could probably do with a redesign, couldn't they? I mean, they are cool. I'm just never a fan of anything like this. The silhouette just throws it right off for me. Yeah, and the Imperial City, I did look into getting some of this to add to our giveaway, but it's probably not going to happen, and it'll just add so much weight to the package. Believe it or not, we actually used to stock bits from this, and we soon realised that it was just a stupid idea. But yeah, they're really cool. I like the buildings they got now. They're just so much larger and more imposing, but these were so modular and so cool. And yeah, really nice. The Imperial Sector was just £50. The Lord of the Rings Collector's Guide, Imperial Armour Volume 4. Imperial Armour books were so cool. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, really nice. So it's now June 2006. Let's scroll down a little. Cities of Death book coming out. Some more of the Imperial City stuff. Cities of Death box set. And the Imperial Sector. So pretty much what we've just seen. There's a battle map. The Urban Barricades and Walls. I might throw these in to the giveaway because I have some, but they would be painted, so I'm not sure yet. But they're really cool. They're just solid chunks of resin. They weren't Forge World. They were sold by GW, but they were resin. Stratagem building set. I don't remember any of this. Cities of Death counters. Urban Basin kit. I've still got some of this stuff. Razor Wire. Forge World. They've done their own broadside. They've done these really cool storm shields for Black Templars, as well as shoulder pads for their Terminators, and they have some Cadians as well. More Vostroyans. This is a regiment that we saw before. We've got some snipers and the assault weapons we've seen. The command squad, this is one of the sets in our giveaway, and it's sealed. Yeah, obviously, I'll show everything off in the giveaway when the time comes in September. But obviously, because it's quite expensive, it's going to be a really expensive giveaway. I am gradually buying stuff throughout the year. So one thing I do have so far is the Vostroyan Command Squad. We've got officers, a mortar team, and a las cannon team. And then we've got some orcs, just randomly, some commandos, and a big mech. We've got Oiler. And they're quite nice. They are nice. I do really like the plastic kill team ones. Space Marine Venerable Dreadnought, so much better than the plastic one. A million times better than the plastic one, in my opinion. Stunning. Stunning miniature. Really like it. And Space Marine Scouts with sniper rifles. They includes a missile launcher. And I can't remember, did I mention a jump pack chaplain? Really, really, really lovely miniature. Got Sauron the Necromancer. Spider Queen and Swarms, Wild Wag Chieftain, and some more Wood Elves with the Sentinels, and we've also got some Elf Command as well. And then a little preview looking at Eldar, so we'll see them later. Into July. And the Demon Prince of Nurgle. Beautiful miniature, one of my favourites. Absolutely love it. And in contrast to that, the Chaos Terminator Lord, which is absolutely fucking horrible. Hated that miniature. Ghastly, absolutely ghastly. Speaking of ghastly, look at these old possessed Chaos Space Marines. Now, I forgot all about them, and they are probably some of the worst and ugliest Chaos Space Marines I've ever seen in my entire life. They actually make that Terminator Lord look good. These are absolutely dreadful. I apologise to the sculptor, but they're not nice. I don't like them at all. I don't really like the sort of random skinny legs sort of thing, or these arms. It's just not what I like. Like, in the new Raptors that are now coming out for Chaos, there's that one who's like sort of mutated and it looks awful. Yeah, I mean, the current possessed miniatures I really like, but these are just wow. Lucius the Eternal. Pretty cool miniature, the old one. I do like that. Yeah, I probably want to add these to our giveaway. Eldar Rangers, really nice. The plastic ones are really nice as well. Got heavy weapon platform, which you could buy separately back then. Not sure if you still can now or not. I know you can get the support weapon platforms. Stealth suits, which are only just now 20 years later being replaced. But these were quite nice, but the new ones are so much better. Captain Sicarius. Honestly, what a stunning miniature. Gotrek and Felix as well. And a display set. I bet that's probably worth some money if any of them are floating around. Wow. That's so cool. That's so cool. We've got Max and Eureka and Snorri. Yeah, how much were they each? £10. Wood Elf Lord on the Great Stag. I think we saw that briefly earlier. Wood Elf Lord on the Great Eagle. We've got the Army Standard Bearer, Lord with Bow, or Lord with Hand Weapons. August. So, let's scroll down to August. Some more Easterlings. So, a box set for them. Some box set for Rohan. Some Orcs. These are just like boxes of stuff that's already been released. Defenders of Minas Tirith. Legion of the White Hand. Uruk-hai Scouts. So they were a new set. Theodred. Eckenbrand. Got some Rohan Outriders. The Feral Uruk-hai. And Ugluk and Vrasku. I might be pronouncing these all completely wrong. We've got the Dunlending Warriors. Pretty cool. And the Balrog. Oh, I had a Balrog. I had a couple of Balrogs. I think I might have converted one into a Bloodthirster, but an optional whip arm. You gotta have a whip arm. And the Balrog's still about, isn't it? Maybe we'll buy one of them to chuck in. Oh, I hope they redo the miniature at some point. It's cool, but you know GW could do it better. And then we've got Black Library, we've got Forge World, and Piranha upgrade kit. Looks really nice. I mean, if they were to redo the Piranha, I know I said earlier it was alright, but if they were to redo it and they made it look more like this, then yeah, I get it. The Black Templar's Venerable Dreadnought, absolutely stunning. Imperial Inquisition Collector's Guide. Necromunda Redemptionists. See, I was sort of in and out of the hobby sort of around this time, so I don't really remember there being Necromunda releases at all. But they are the Cawdor, what are now the Cawdor Redemptionists. I really like these. There's a lot of characters of these. I like the current ones, but these are so cool. I'll try and get some at some point. So we're in September. We're getting there, guys. I apologise. Might be a long video, but you're probably skipping through or anything. So yeah, the Warhammer rulebook. Don't ask me what edition this was. I don't know. We might chuck one of these into our giveaway as well. I've got one sealed somewhere. You've got collector's editions and whatnot. Battle for Skull Pass. Tempted to pick up one of these as well. I'll say it's gonna be a big giveaway. To celebrate our 20 years in business. But yeah, Battle of Skull Pass. You get a lot in that, don't you? Contains over 100 Citadel miniatures. And it was £40. Oh, that's depressing. And the Orc and Goblin Army. I mean, that's £145. Like, wow, it's quite a lot though. But I reckon with inflation, it's probably not that much worse now. And the Orc War Boss, I'm really nice. So obviously a lot of this stuff is still available now in the old world. Battle of Skull Pass paint set, dice packs, some more Lord of the Rings 2 Towers stuff. So Defenders of Rohan. And some Rohan miniatures and elves and Ents. The Isengard Trolls. Now, obviously with which I haven't mentioned actually, but with the Middle Earth / Lord of the Rings stuff, I really don't know what's still being sold to this day or not. But with a lot of these other sets with 40k and fantasy and whatnot, obviously I'm more knowledgeable on. We've got a nice, what is it, a Megaforce, £100, not bad. A lot of Marines there, some tanks. And there's a Tau Megaforce as well. Pretty cool. Forge World, Flying Winged Rivers, bring them back, GW, bring them back. Booby Traps, and the Acadian Command Squad. This is, of course, before we even had a plastic one. Okay, to zoom in a bit. So this is October now, isn't it? So the Orcs and Goblins rulebook. And some Orc and Goblin miniatures. How do you like War Boss? No, that is a plastic one. That is a plastic one. Oh yeah, because you can also make the army standard bearer. I've got some Night Goblins as well. Fanatics. The only miniatures on round bases in Warhammer Fantasy. The Night Goblins. Now, I don't know if these are the older ones. Yeah, these... Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if they're the older ones. Because there's two lots. If you look on GW's website, there's ones that are in Old World, and then there's the ones for the Gloomspite Gits. And I don't know which ones these are. These might be the older ones. Oh, I don't know, because looking at the command, I think these are the newer ones that you still buy today with the Gloomspite Gits. Because the old ones had like this shared command frame, which have command parts for like different factions on it. And these don't look like the command bits from that. So these might be the ones that you can still buy today. I've got Forest Goblin Spider Riders, I know they're still about. I've got some for my Gloomspite Gits. The Orc Shaman, I've got Chariot as well, which of course is in the Old World. The Eldar, or Eldari as they are now. Dire Avengers in there. And we'll be looking at them a little bit more. 412, the Carnifex Wrecker Biomorphs, which I absolutely hate. I just think they look goofy as hell. Like, these bits on their backs just look crap. The things swinging off his arms, rubbish. Just, no, not for me, I'm afraid. Not for me at all. Got some hobby stuff there, some army cases. November, we're almost there, and well done to anyone who's still watching this. It's all Eldar now, the old Codex. We've got Farseers. We've got Warlocks. Really like the old Warlocks. So nice. Uriel, someone who's getting re-released very soon. And the old miniature still looks great. Really cool. Otak with Power Sword and wings, different options. Just a random ranger. The Dire Avengers. Now, of course, the Dire Avengers are still available. They just come in a box of 5 for some bizarre reason, rather than 10. There's a lot of backlash when they changed that, and pretty much kept the price almost the same. But yeah, I mean, they've stood up quite well to the test of time. They're really nice. They are really nice. They'll be improved eventually, but no, they're really nice. We've got the Dark Reapers. And the Eldar Bone Singer, which is so cool. Striking Scorpions. And the War Walkers, which you can still get to this day. Definitely need an upgrade. And we've got Battle Forces there as well with the Wave Serpent. I think the Wave Serpent was new around this time. We've got the Falcon there. Now with an extra weapon sprue. The Viper Jet Bike. another miniature that is only just now getting redone, and I like the new one a lot better. I think this guy on top is a lot less exposed on the new one, which is probably good for him, so he'll be happy. A little bit about Falcon Grav Tank, Wave 7 and Viper Jet Bike all contain the new Eldar Heavy Weapon Sprue. Just would not happen now. Skarsnik. The miniature I've got like half painted, which I should probably finish at some point. I've got some Goblin Bosses, Shamans, War Bosses, and some Orc Arrow Boys. And I'm going down to Black Library. Forge World for Tau Manta. One of the largest miniatures they ever produced. What isn't a Titan, I suppose? Ridiculous thing, the Tau Manta. Very expensive as well. But so cool. So cool. Looks like we've got Bretonians on the cover, so there you go. Will we get releases for them? The Eldar Wraithlord still going strong. I love the Eldar Wraithlord. Definitely needs an upgrade, but it holds out well. The Autarch with Fusion Gun, Howland Banshees, and the Fire Dragons. Now, of course, a lot of these Aspect Warriors only got replaced recently. The Empire, okay, the Empire Army set, so available 3 weeks before the main release. Metal Bright Wizard. He's a little bit on fire. Yeah, that's a weird one. That is a weird one. And we've got Outriders, the Army Standard Bearer. Absolutely love the Empire General kit. Or Commanders of the Empire, as it is now. Got some Black Library. And Forge World have some Death Court of Krieg coming soon. So this is when they first started to appear as well. And that is it. That is it for 2006. So, yeah, all their miniatures, 20 years old, some of them still in the range, and others lost to history and now on eBay for massively inflated prices. Yay. So, yeah, do feel free to subscribe to this channel if you want to keep up to date with our giveaway. It will be in September, so I know it's quite a way off yet, but if you're watching this when it's, like, being released, and if you're watching it in the future, it could have been and gone. I don't know. But, yeah, I thought I'd share that with you, because I've been looking through a few of these for ideas of what to put in our giveaway. I think it's... Well, I hope it's a good idea to just sell stuff from the year that we first started Bitsbox. I thought it would be quite cool, even though I know it's quite expensive. But, yeah, it'd be quite cool to do in the future. Anyway, but I hope you enjoyed looking through these with me. Just thought it might be something interesting for you guys. I mean, I've got these old White Dwarfs in PDF files, so we can sort of look through them together, and maybe I'll do the same thing next year, and maybe even the year after. But this video's gone on long enough, so do feel free to give it a like and share it around. And yeah, subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already, and thank you so much for watching. You've done really well to make it this far, and I'll see you all again in the next video.